Yeah, I mean, I've noticed it a lot. I've noticed every single year we're doing bigger and bigger jobs. I mean, right now I'm on a job that is about 40,000. I thought I would never. I mean,
Yeah,
I knew I was gonna get it eventually. I just
yeah.
didn't think I was gonna get it this soon. And I mean, every single year. So next year I'm with how it's gone in the past years, it's looking like we're gonna get even bigger jobs. So.
I thought there was someone over there. I thought you were looking at me. So what's up, guys? This is Tristan. I've got Ike right here. He started a super profitable landscaping business. We're going to go over it and how you could possibly start something like this as well. Super excited to have him on. And Ike, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And just if you could, just tell us a little bit about who you are, your background, college, how you started, everything like that.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank Tristan for allowing me to be on this platform.
I appreciate that.
So yeah, let's get right into it. So
Yeah.
I started my company in 2017. Started in lawn care. We no longer do residential lawn care. Went to school at UNT. Went there 2014. Graduated around 2018.
Yeah.
And we're here today.
Yeah, dude. So, if you could talk about, do you have to have a college degree to start something like this? Do you have to have a college degree to manufacture a profitable landscaping business?
Nah, not at all. I mean, I see it every day. I see guys that never went to school. I see high school dropouts, and they're doing very well. So, no, you don't have to go to college.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if like within your childhood, did you have any entrepreneurial spirits? Did you manufacture any type of like business beforehand? If you could talk about that.
Yeah, as a kid, I mean, I always had the lemonade stand. I also used to sell little things here and there. And then I also had my father. My father's an entrepreneur as well. He's in the real estate business, so I've had someone to look at and learn and pick his brain a lot. So
Yeah, most definitely. And I had a lot of doubters starting my business, and I'm sure that you did too. Could you just go over that and how to overcome any type of doubters for this audience, for anyone that's trying to start something like this, let's start something big, because it does take some balls. It does take some grit, some type of risk in itself, right? I always use the word risk as an illogical decision, but how do you just overcome doubters like that?
I mean, you just gotta know. You gotta have your dream. You just gotta know what at the end of the day what you want with this life. I mean, you just gotta put the haters to the side, put the doubters to the side, and keep it moving, keep it pushing.
Yeah. Do you have an example of like any type of doubter? Because I remember bringing home a check to my mom, and because she was so doubtful regarding this business, like go and get a real job, go and get something like that, and it was like I just showed her the check. Hey, this is cool. Like we're fine. Don't worry about this. Do you have an example of that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple examples. I mean, the same one with that you said. As being a college graduate, I mean, I have sometimes you can feel it. You can feel when people, especially at the beginning stages, even now, you could see that people, I guess so to speak, expect you to be doing something different. But I have my own plans, and I'm doing what I want to do. But for them, they may think that you should be doing this at this time, or something along those lines.
So I was thinking about this yesterday, and just the mentality of things, because I started up a lawn care business, I started up a landscape business, and it was kind of where we mutually joined upon each other. And this is how I found you. You actually reached out to me. And basically, I remember when we were just trying to make $100 a day. And then it pivoted into like, well, now I'm trying to make $800 a day. Where are you at right now? Like, where are you trying to make like that sweet spot per working day? How much are you trying to make?
So ideally, I try to make around $1,000 a day or so at minimum, on jobs. I mean, for sure, we don't always make that or meet that that goal of mine, but it's always up there. I mean, like you said, we talked about only making $150 a day profit, but now it's a lot more than that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like that mindset shift of being able to recognize like this is doable, this is tangible, this is possible. Right. And thinking of like $100 a day and then going from $800 to $1,000 a day. And I'm sure that you've made even more in a day than just $1,000. And we'll talk about that here shortly. But if you could you just talk about like your initial startup? Like, how did you start up? What was your budget like to start up, and what did you do with that money?
Yeah, so my startup, I mean, it wasn't very much at all. I know once I started, I had a mower. I mean, back in the day, growing up, it was my chore to cut the grass and make sure the outside was looking tip-top shape. So I mean, we had the household mower, we had the household weed eater, and then I bought a what's it called? It's not a backpack blower, but it's a handheld blower.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that was all I had, and I had a 2007 Toyota Tacoma. It was rusty on the top, but I still made it work.
That's the thing, man. It's like seeing everyone's journey is a little bit different, and it literally comes and derives from something so small. And that's what the beautiful part about the service-based business is, in my instance. And like within you, like how much do you think that costs you?
So that handheld blower, I'd say, cost me maybe $200. The mower was free. I mean, my dad bought it way back in the day. Weed eater was free. Dad bought it way back in the day.
Yeah.
Just my time and gas. So I mean, I would say my startup cost was maybe, let's say, $500.
Yeah.
Less than that, really.
How long did that take you to break even on that return on investment?
You said how less?
How long did it take you?
So I would say probably a month or two.
Yeah.
Month or two.
Yeah, most definitely. And just kind of getting started, like for anyone trying to start something like this, what would like a piece of advice be for you to give them?
Piece of advice. I mean, I don't want to say anything too cliche. Piece of advice, I would just say, just do whatever makes you happy. Do whatever, because at the end of the day, you doing what you know that you want to do. Money will always come with that.
Yeah, I agree. And I kind of wanted to go into some business metrics with you. Sure. Okay, so, and we could start right now. And because you've got how many workers with you right now?
I got two that are full-time,
yeah,
and two that are part-time.
Yeah. So from like a monthly overhead perspective, like how much do you think you're spending a month on expenses, employees, all that stuff?
It's a lot. I can tell you, just off of payroll every Friday, I'm looking at least $2,000.
Yeah.
For my two guys, and that's not including if I use my part-time guys, depending on what we got scheduled for that week. And then I got my storage, my equipment, you got materials. So, I mean, if we're talking a month, I'm looking at 10,000, between 10, 15.
Yeah. Around there. Yeah, so and that's from like the growth perspective of it, right? So it obviously accumulates each year, and because we were talking about this, how like each month has compoundingly increased each month. Each month from the last year. So in July of 2023, we've done more than 2022 substantially. Could you talk about that compounding growth for me a little bit? Like how have you noticed it?
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed it a lot. I've noticed every single year we're doing bigger and bigger jobs. I mean, right now I'm on a job that is about 40,000. I thought I would never. I mean, I knew I was gonna get it eventually. I just didn't think I was gonna get it this soon. And I mean, every single year. So next year, I'm with how it's gone in the past years, it's looking like we're gonna get even bigger jobs.
Exactly. So the goal is at least to get like $1 million, and I think we can even think bigger than that. To be honest, there's a quote that I love, and it was like, you don't become confident by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. And
I like that.
Yeah, and basically what it means is like, we've been able to accumulate a $40,000 job, which is badass. Thus meaning like we're going to get bigger. We're only going to get bigger. And that's the thing is like if we've been able to accumulate a $10,000 job, a $20,000 job, thus rightfully so, we deserve to be able to do $40,000, $100,000, $1 million jobs. In due time. And I like within confidence level, like how much do you think your confidence has rose within the past couple years?
Oh, it's skyrocketed. I know that the sky is limitless. I mean, sky's the limit.
Yeah.
I mean, from where I started to where I'm at now, because in my family there's not really construction background. I mean, I didn't really grow up building things. I had a drive for it. I wanted to do that stuff, but I just known that my family really did it. So I mean, the confidence has skyrocketed for me.
Yeah, and I think and I've seen that within myself as well too. Is just being able to go actually and do stuff, not just sit back and just relax, but actually go out there and take action. And I think if you can do that effectively and do that righteously, confidence only can grow so much, and it just keeps going. If you could talk about just like your 2022 revenue, 2023 revenue, what you expect, if you're okay with that. Yeah. Before we get into the revenue stuff, if you could smash the subscribe button. I'm posting tons of value lately, and it would totally help out. And let's just keep on going.
2022 revenue. So we did, I'll say we did 6 figures for sure.
Yeah.
2023, I mean, I'm looking to do double that. So 2023, I'm looking to do at least 300,000 just for this year.
Yeah. So do you think starting your business and taking a business from $0 to $100,000 is harder than taking it from 100,000 to 300,000?
I think taking from zero to 100,000. I think taking it from 0 to 100,000 is hard, just because you don't know what you don't know. You don't have your systems in place. You don't have your processes in place. I feel like once you have the 100,000, or once you hit that mark, you'll have your systems in place, and you'll be able to. You'll be able to explode from there.
Yeah, I agree. And like talking about like clientele and client base, right? So like the more clients that you can accumulate as well, that has a big factor in going to the next year, because you can expect these guys to be reoccurring as well.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so that's awesome, dude. 300,000 plus, and I think you could even do more, to be honest.
Now that is gross. Let me put that out. So
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like we're not gonna be putting anything crazy out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But kind of pivoting, right?
Right.
So advertising marketing, what has been effective for you, and what have you seen doesn't work? What has worked? Can you talk about that?
So I started off, and I always recommend people door hangers. That's how I started this business, and I continue to do that. That's my bread and butter. Right now I've gotten a lot of referrals, word of mouth.
Yeah.
That's been very big for me right now. I mean, I see that you do a lot of Facebook ads and social media. That's one thing I do need to get into.
Yeah, most definitely.
But right now, I would say door hangers are my bread and butter, and word of mouth has been really.
Do you think, from like a percentage wise of marketing?
Yeah.
How your marketing budget wise, like how much are you putting into door hangers per month?
So I try and get at least 1,000. So 1,000 run me about $200.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's not compared to other expenses, isn't too much.
Yeah.
But for what it returns, it's a lot.
Are you allocating any of your employees to actually go out there and do the door hangers yourself, or are you just doing it?
So right now I'm just doing it right now, just because right now we're real busy right now.
Yeah.
So I just need right now I'm just trying to get through this summer, and then I'm gonna what's the word? Reevaluate this winter.
Yeah.
But next year we're definitely gonna have a couple
that's what I'm thinking, is because like if you're just doing it yourself, right, and then like if you finish a job early, you could get some of your guys to go and allocate door hangers elsewhere, so that now you could double your input into the door hangers and potentially double your output.
Correct. Because that is what we do. So if I have a day that we either finish early, or I have a rainy day where we can only get a half day work, where it makes sense for us to just do marketing that day. That's absolutely what we do.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. So pivoting again, what services do you provide? Like, what services do you provide? And we'll go into the next thing.
So we do outdoor living spaces. So we do flagstone, we do concrete work, we do turf work, we do landscape lighting, drainage, more of the outdoor living spaces. So like renovations of backyards, side yards.
Yeah. Did you want to go and pivot from lawn care into this?
So I like the creativity. It's like if you're building an outdoor living space, you can be creative, and you can build some amazing spaces. It can be a small space, and you can build a pergola, do a lot of things, and just create a new environment for the
a little bit more money too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I wanted to talk about this because I've had unique experiences with customers. Like a lot of unique experiences. I've had bad experiences. I've had great experiences. But I've had also like very just unique experiences. And is there like one that kind of point your mind?
A unique experience. I mean, I've had my good customers. I definitely had my bad customers. Usually my bad or I would say the bad customers. Those are the ones that stick out more than the good ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, there was one time with us, and me and my worker were sitting down. There's a Chihuahua, and it kept barking. And the guy was presenting a little drone image, but the Chihuahua kept barking, and he kept like smoking up this cough. And then like we look at each other, and we're like laughing hard. Laughing hard, and it's like we're not trying to laugh at this dude because he had a little bit of an accent, and it's just like it's such a otherworldly experience trying to like not hold your laughter in and be in that situation, try to be professional in that sense as well. Because sometimes the professionalism, it can get out of the door sometimes, but like being able to be professional all the time, how can you give like a piece of advice for these guys about being professional and just like building rapport within the customer?
Yeah, I mean, this is what we do for our living. So I mean, you always want to be professional with the client, whether they're a good or a bad client, because not every job is gonna go as expected.
Yeah.
So you just want to maintain that professionalism, just so I mean, it's a reflection of you in your business.
No, most definitely. And I believe, and we're gonna go into the sales process of stuff too, pivoting. But like the more rapport that you can give and the more value and the better the experience that you can give to a customer, the more likely they're going to trust you and stuff.
Right.
Can you go about your sales process with these guys?
Yeah, so my sales process is the customer will make an inquiry. I'll reach out to them. I'll try and reach out to them within 24, 48 hours. I'll go to the site or wherever the job needs to be done at, take my measurements, take my pictures, listen to the customer. They tell me what they want. I go back, either work on the 2D or 3D design depending on what they want, and I send them the quote.
So within the 3D design, how does that work? How do you do that?
So I have a designer. I have a designer who does that for me. For right now, I will be learning that myself.
Yeah.
Just because I like it's something I like.
Yeah.
Just creating. I like creating stuff for people and following through and making it a specific piece for that customer. So
yeah, dude, I love that. So pivoting again, work hours. How often are you working? How many jobs are you doing per day? And what does that look like? Do you have a free day? Do you have this? Like, what does that process look like for you?
Right now, we try and only work Monday through Friday, but if we need to, we work Saturday. As far as hours, right now it's about 10-hour days.
Yeah.
So it's hard work.
It's a grind for sure,
Yeah,
and it's not built for everyone. That's the thing. It's not built for everyone. And as a boss mode, it's a lot of hours that these guys don't see. Like a lot of the external environment doesn't see, the family doesn't see, the friends don't see. Yeah. And could you talk about that? Like those times, like how do you deal with that?
Yeah. So I mean, I get up between 4 and 6. In between there, depending if I'm working out that morning, I'm either just fine tuning our schedule for the week, fine tuning what we need to do for that day.
Yeah.
And just
going from there. So like you're doing your deep work early. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. I'm sorry. I had a.
No, you're good, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the morning I do that. Usually we'll get off between 5 and 6. I try and get done by 4, but it's just we're in the real busy season. So usually we get done 6. After that, I'll go and work out, and then after that I go home, get back on the computer, work on estimates, send my invoices, and just again fine tuning my schedule.
Yeah, most definitely. And like going back, how many jobs are you doing per day?
So per day I try to only do one job a day. But right now, sometimes we'll do half days. So I work on one job half day. The second half we'll work on another job, just depending again on the schedule.
Yeah.
And the deadlines that I gotta meet.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, cool. So within clientele, because I think looking at clientele and targeting the correct clientele is important in this business. Yeah. Who are you targeting?
Yeah. So right now I try and target the high end customers because that's ultimately where I want to end up at. So that's where I put all my marketing money.
Yeah, and like it's cool because within these like wealthy individuals and the high end guys, I've seen very similar behavioral instincts within them, and they're extremely friendly. Like it's intimidating going to a big house, but these guys are the most friendly people. For majoritarily, that they are the most friendly people. Would you agree on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I saw a meme where it was like, it's gonna be $500, sir, and it was like, well, I don't know. And then the wealthy guy is like, card or check.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very simple transactions.
Yeah.
And like, would you agree on that?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I would.
absolutely. Pivoting, right? Must have skills in this business.
Must have skills. You gotta be willing to adapt. You gotta be willing to adapt because in this construction and in the construction industry, I've came to realize nothing goes as planned. I mean, I've had days where I'm thinking it's gonna go smoothly, and it ends up being the worst day of the week. So you just got to be able to adapt. I think that's the most important, especially being a business owner, owning your own business. You got to be able to adapt. If you don't, you'll get ran out.
So adaptation, and as in the past 2 years, have you seen a different environment that you've like consistently been in, and like within that adaptation? Like, how have you seen it in yourself?
So adaptation. So I just realized with me, as far as like dealing with stress, I've learned that I need to adapt as far as that, because I've learned that being where I'm at, being the owner of the company, it's a lot of things that get thrown in your lap that you didn't ask for. So you just have to be able to adapt. Something else.
No, you're good. You're good. I like that. Yeah. From like other skills perspective, adaptation. If you could name two others. Yes.
I would say two others. I would say adapt, being open-minded.
Yeah.
Because I mean, dealing with I deal with a lot of different customers.
Yeah.
The high end, low end, medium end. You just deal with a lot, so you got to be open-minded. You can't think it's always gonna go one way, or think the customer's always gonna be this type of way. You just got to be open-minded. That's two. Three, I would say, you got to be confident.
Yeah.
You got to be confident.
Yeah.
Man. 'Cause when you go, especially for me, now that we're doing higher end jobs, I mean, someone's not gonna spend that type of money with someone they don't feel as confident in what they can provide and what they can do. So you definitely got to be confident.
I like that. And talking about like other customers too. And I got this question for me. It was like, how do you deal with a Karen? How do you deal with someone that's just stressing out all the time? How do you deal with it?
So I mean, you just got to calm them down, calm their nerves. Just let them know, hey, we do this night and day. We do this all the time. Don't worry. Just go sit on the couch with your feet up. Let us do all the hard work, and when it's finished, I'll call you out here and we can.
Yeah, man, I love that. And I was talking to my buddy because he was like, "Man, that's Karen." He's screaming at me. He was like, "Dude, just slow down the intonation, the tonality of your voice. Be confident in your work, and she'll just chill out." Because I think it's like a shit test kind of like, whereas like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. If you reciprocate that same energy, then she's going to freak out even more. So it's like, if you can just contradictingly calm her down with your tonality in your voice, then you're going to be able to close and deal with those people.
I wasn't always the best at that. I've had to learn that over the couple of years I've owned this business and been doing work. So definitely.
Yeah. So the jobs, how long do these jobs last?
So they can last a couple weeks. Just depending on what's all entailed. I mean, you're dealing with the city, we're dealing with permits, you're dealing with inspections, you're dealing with supplies, vendors, delivery time. So it could take some time. You got to be very organized. I'm still not the best at my organization. I'm still working on that, but it's something that I've learned that it has to be on point.
Yeah, it has to be on point, especially each level.
Yeah.
It gets a little bit more complex within the numbers.
Yeah, for sure.
And you got to be organized within that. And it starts with everything. I'm so bad at it. I mean, if you look at my truck right now, it's like a ton of stuff in the back, and I'm like, God bless. But like when it comes to the business numbers, it's like you got to be organized. You know what I'm saying? So like pivoting again, building a team. Could you talk about like how you were able to select your workers? What skills, what attributes, what type of character do you look for in building a team?
Yeah, so I look at someone who's confident, trustworthy, someone who likes to work too as well. My guys, Asais and Carlos.
My
guys.
Yeah.
Those are my two main guys. And they've been with me for the last 2 years or so. I mean, I've taught them. I've taught them stone. I'm teaching them concrete right now, and now they do stone jobs on themselves. So they've learned a lot from me, and I've also learned a lot from them. So
yeah, that's the biggest thing too. Is like what I've seen within building my team, at least, is like finding people that I have a little bit of weaknesses in, and I can take my cap off on them and just be reliant on them. And it's weird because whenever you have a team, you can feed off of each other as well. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not feeling so good, another bug. If you're not feeling so good that day, like you got to lean on them a little bit. And it's the same way. And I think within finding that team, finding that bond, finding those characteristics within that is so critical in just scaling this business. Yeah.
That's how I am with them. I mean, I can leave them at jobs and they know exactly what to do. They do it to perfection. Yeah. I mean, I was just with so the big job we're on right now, I was just with them yesterday. We had a couple of drinks. I was working there late at night. And he told me, he was like, yeah, I love your guys. I said, yeah, Carl, they're good dudes.
Yeah.
You need to hold on to them. I'm like, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Those are my guys.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's a huge compliment. Hearing it from like a premium type client.
Yeah.
And being able to be like, hey, these are your guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That just gives like all the mental foggy notion. It just gives so much clarity in that realm.
Yeah.
And being able to hear that, it kind of makes you want to pay them more. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah. That is one thing. You gotta, if you find good guys, you gotta pay them well.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I pay them pretty well.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to. Yeah. I mean, they're helping me grow my business. So of course I'm gonna do the same for them.
Most definitely.
For sure.
Cool. So we're gonna go through a blitz round.
Okay.
Just random questions right here. All right. So just give me a quick second. All right. So, what would you tell your younger version of yourself?
I would just tell him to be more organized. Be more organized and just keep your foot on the gas. Keep going.
Yeah. What's the weirdest thing you've seen at a job?
The weirdest thing I've seen at a job. The weirdest thing I've seen at a job. The weirdest thing I've seen on a job. I mean, I just had some weird things happen. I've had a job site where we were working on the house and the neighbor was just, I guess so to speak, a Karen, and there's just a lot of things.
I could speak within one experience. We had one that was crazy. Me and you. Yeah. Do you remember that project where that guy was cussing? His son was cussing at his dad.
Oh, the saw job. Yeah, I remember. That was definitely a weird one. That was definitely a weird one.
What's one sentence you'd like to hear from your employees?
One sentence I'd like to hear from my employees?
Yeah.
You said one sentence?
One sentence.
That
from your employees, from Carlos Asais.
Like
that you want to hear.
Oh, just that I want to hear. Just that everything's going well in their life. I mean, I always, with them being my employees, I want to make sure that everything is taken care of in their life.
Yeah.
Because like I said, they're helping me grow my business. I want to make sure I'm helping them with everything they got going on. If it's something I can help out with.
Yeah, I like that. And then what's your morning routine like? I know we touched on it a little bit, but
yeah, my morning routines. I get up between 4 and 6, depending on what I got going on that day. And I'll either go to the gym, or I'll hit the computer and work on stuff.
Yeah.
There's little things that I do, but overall that's what I do before. Usually we'll start the day around 7, so I'll go pick up my guys around 7. So
yeah,
I usually have 2 to 3 hours before then.
What do you usually feed these guys?
So they love their tortas.
Yeah.
They love them tortas.
Yeah.
Either that or we're eating them pastor tacos.
Yeah.
Pastor tacos.
All right, that's done with the BLITZ round. What's the ups and downs of this business, man?
Ups and downs. I mean, you have your I mean, like I said, jobs, they never use. I'm coming to find out that they never go as planned.
Yeah.
So you'll have days where it's upside down and a lot of things goes haywire and you're just knocking out fires here and there.
Yeah.
But then you got your ups. You got the payments, the ups.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good money in construction, landscaping, pressure washing, gutter cleaning. So it's definitely good money. It's definitely good money.
Yeah. And just like the perks of being a boss, because you've done the 9-to-5 route.
Yeah.
And so like, could you describe the 9-to-5 versus the business?
Yeah, so the 9-to-5. So I used to work at a property management company, Scott Brown Properties, a great company. And so the perks of being a business owner. I mean, you can make your own schedule. You could say no to clients if you don't want to work with them. You can say no, so it's at your own leisure. But then again, you do have bills to pay. So But I mean, you're able to create your own living, so to speak. So
yeah, one thing I envy about you is you're a great leader, and you can basically direct these guys so well, and they could just go and do the job themselves. Like you just, hey, this is what we're doing, and you can describe that so easily and distill it down as such a simple way. If you could give a piece of advice to the audience, like how you are able to do that.
Yeah, so ultimately you just got to be genuine. You got to show these people that you got their back, and you just gotta let them know that everything will be all right at the end of the day. I mean, I always have this saying, you break a leg for me, I break two for you. So anytime I could show them that I appreciate them, I definitely do that, because I know that they're putting in work for me, working these long hours and doing what they got to do.
Yeah, it's actually phenomenal, because going over to a job site and you're just like, you got this, do this, and it's just like this like supportive way of doing it, and just they go out there and just work exponentially hard for you. And it's like it's one thing to like allocate someone and just tell them what to do, but like their work ethics preaches on like how you're built and like how you run your business.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and it's just undeniably like that's the facts.
Thank you.
So mistakes to avoid, because I always use this. Good businesses are viewed on their good reviews, but great businesses are reviewed on their bad reviews. And how can you avoid mistakes starting up?
Being organized.
Yeah.
You got to be organized. Have your ducks in a row. I could tell you. I mean, I said this earlier. I wasn't the best organized when I started. I'm still not the best organized. I'm getting there. I'm getting more organized. But being organized, that will set you up for longevity.
Yeah. And like, can you describe a mistake that you've made beforehand on a job, on anything like that?
Yeah. So I mean, I have a lot of mistakes. I mean, from ordering wrong materials, from not communicating with the customers the best I could have. I mean, for example, this job we're currently on, we had to re-pour a concrete slab. It was a 20 by 12 concrete slab.
How much was that?
It was about 2,000.
Yeah.
2,000. I mean, we poured the whole concrete. Concrete ended up drying on us before we can put a finish on it, so it just looked horrible. So I told the customer, that's one thing you gotta do is communicate with the customer, because that will save you a lot.
Yeah.
I just told the customer, hey, I'm sorry, we messed up on the slab. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna knock it out, and we're gonna re-pour this, and we're gonna get this right for you.
Yeah.
So.
I always offer a money back guarantee if they're not happy.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing, is like walking away with a satisfied customer, and they're like, damn, that was a really good job. And if like in the back of your mind, you're like, I don't know if we did a great job, like hopefully feeling like, hey, we gave it our best. This was an undeniable job. Like, do you feel like that? Like, is like, as in the like you have that money back guaranteed if the customer's not satisfied?
Yeah, so we having the job being satisfied, that's always priority. We're always gonna do what we say. So if we say we're gonna do this, if we say we're gonna put Colorado River Rock, we will put Colorado River Rock. Now, just like that concrete job, we totally messed up on that job. We're totally gonna redo it and make sure that it's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Investing from a personal standpoint, how do you invest your money?
So investing my money right now, I invested in new material, new equipment.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get a new truck, cause right now we just using my truck. So I need to get Isaias and Carlos. I need to get them a truck.
Yeah.
I think that will increase my efficiency and profitability. And hopefully I'm gonna get a mini skid steer and a mini excavator. So right now I'm heavily investing my money back into the business, so in softwares, processes, systems, and equipment.
I've noticed if investing back into the business is got to be exponential. Like I've seen 2,000% returns, and other ways like crypto and stock like that, I've lost a lot of money off of it. And I know we were talking about it, but like I am hopefully convinced if you can invest back into yourself and back into your business, you're going to find the best gains. Yeah. Have you seen that within yours?
Yeah. I see that all the time. I always tell people invest in yourself. I always tell my friends, go do it. If they have a business idea, go do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just start. Because once you start, everything will compound and you'll get to where you want to be.
Yeah. Best part, favorite part about the business? Go ahead.
My favorite part about the business is just at the end of a job is when you complete and you see that your vision came to fruition. So it's the best part. I mean, for me myself, I like that. I like having something in your head and then it coming to reality. So I just love that part.
So, landscaping, construction, new home designs. I know that you've started another business as well. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
So it's a dumpster rental business. It's called T&I Waste Solutions with my partner. His name is Tremaine Flemings. Great dude, by the way. So yeah, we what we do is we rent out dumpsters, 3 days, 7 day, week, depending on however long you need it. Yeah. As long as you're willing to pay the price, we got it for you.
Yeah, we'll go into that in a different episode. Absolutely,
sure.
Just kind of like this, but this guy, he runs other businesses. Would you say like your main focus would be the landscaping stuff?
Yeah, as of right now, it's the landscaping.
Yeah,
landscape construction. That is my main focus as of right now.
Your best hack for the audience. If you could give a hack for a starter guy, and he's looking out there, he doesn't know what to do with his life. His parents are like, get out of my house, and his friends are like, you shouldn't start a business, yada, 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 but he's fully convinced he should start this. What's the best hack that you would recommend and give this guy?
The best hack, I would say, just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Just do it. I mean, the hardest part is just getting started. I feel like once you get started, you form a familiarity with things and how it should be, how it goes, the processes. It just gets better from there.
Yeah. What is Newton's law? It's like an object in motion stays in motion.
Correct.
And it's just getting the ball rolling. Yep. And like, how can we get the ball rolling? What was your first job like?
My first job, let me see, what was it? I mean, I've had a lot of it's crazy because it's a neighborhood that way. Yeah, I drive by it all the time, and it's just crazy from where I started to where I'm at now. It's like if I had these a lot of these jobs I wouldn't even take on right now because it's just I just don't. There's a lot of better things or bigger things I could be doing.
Yeah. So like allocating energy, and I talk about this, but like you've got a swimming pool, right? Or like a fishing pond, and you could either fish with the goldfish or you could fish with the sharks. And we've got the same amount of time throughout the day. We have the same amount of energy where we could allocate throughout the day. Where is your primarily focus? Like with your energy, with your focus, how do you allocate that?
Or are we talking like as far as like the job types or
Job types. Yeah, we could go to job type.
Yeah, so job types. I mean, my primary focus is the outdoor living.
Yeah.
Outdoor living spaces,
Yeah.
like the bigger jobs.
Right, and with like wealthy people.
Yeah. Wealthy people. I mean, you don't have to be wealthy, so to speak. You just have to. You have to. Have the funds to get the job done.
Right,
like,
absolutely.
yeah.
And I think a big problem when starting up is they go to these small neighborhoods. They go to these neighborhoods where are torn down, and they try to find jobs there when they're more likely to give the money to a better neighborhood. You don't have to be this multi-billionaire. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But like just finding those jobs where they're willing to have the funds and give that. And I think that could be a hack as well, as in finding those neighborhoods and pouncing on those neighborhoods as well. Right. And I'm assuming you put your door hangers in those neighborhoods.
So I have a system. I try and be as calculated as possible when it comes to marketing. You don't want to throw good money towards bad money, so to speak. So I mean, I pinpoint the neighborhoods that I want, and that I feel like will want my services or need my services.
Yeah. So where are you based out of?
Yeah, so right now we're based out of the Dallas area, really. We do a lot of work in Salina. So I tell people North Dallas, really. So Salina, Frisco, Louisville, Coppell, anywhere up here, Dallas. I mean, we'll go anywhere as long as it makes sense for me. We'll be there.
One last closing statement for you. If you could give a piece of advice for anyone trying to start, anyone trying to be just out there doing it, starting a $300,000 business, what would you give them?
I would just say just do it. Do it. Just start it. Because you can make money from anything. You can make money from picking up trash. You can make money from anything.
Yeah.
You just got to start.
Yeah. It's that easy. It's that easy.
Just got to start.
It's just keep compounding, keep going.
Yes, sir.
And that's all right, guys. Hopefully you guys got some type of value out of this. This guy's awesome. I'm going to attach a lot of his info down below. You can hit him up. He'll gladly answer any of your questions. And if you need any of his services, hit him up, dude. He is a G. I can't speak more highly of this guy. And he's doing it. And anyone can do it. We're not special here. We just took action, and that's the only thing. So, guys, I love each and every single one of you guys. Ike, I appreciate you, dude.
Thank you,
yes,
man.
sir,
Thank
man.
you.
I appreciate you, dude.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.